Okay, so in this video, we will be filtering out the product data using the search value from the URL, but through the backend. So I already have a sample code here, and similar to how we did with the route parameters, where while implementing the logic in the backend, we use the rec.params property, but here we are using object destructuring to take out the value from request.query, which gives us the value for the search term. All right. And what I will be doing here is if I do not give a search term, then I will just return everything, all value. So uh, that would be return res.json and then data. So let's try it out. So right here, when I go to the data endpoint, I get this. Now, if I give, if I do not provide any search value, I will still get all the data. But if I do provide a value and I provide an incorrect value, I will not receive anything, right? Now, to filter out the product data using our search value that we just extracted from the rec.query property, I have first converted it into lowercase and replaced all white spaces, removed all white spaces. And then I'm using the dot filter method to find all the product names that starts with our search value. Okay, so this is just basic JavaScript where data is the complete array of objects, and what I'm doing here is I'm going through each data and accessing its name property, and I'm converting it into lowercase and replacing all the white spaces and removing all the white spaces. And if the name starts with the search value from our URL, then I will be returning the result for it. So to see the implementation, suppose I just use search equals Acer, then I'll be receiving the object whose name starts with Acer. And if I just give A, then here I am receiving the objects whose name starts with the letter A. Uh, so this is the filtering in the filtering part in the backend, but I will have to remove this from the front end. So what I'll be doing here is I will remove this whole filtering part. So I'll not use any if conditions, and let's just remove this, and let's remove one curly brace. And all right. So again, let's go over it. So what I'm doing here is I am taking in the search item from the URL using the slit method and the pop method. And now what I will be fetching from is not the data endpoint, but the the endpoint where I provide the search value. So which is the search item. So what this basically does is I am fetching from the endpoint where I am providing the search value in the URL. So I get the search value from the URL and I fetch the data using the search value. All right. So after I receive this data, I have to convert it into JSON to use it. And now we don't need the if condition because our backend takes care of the filtering part. And what we can basically do is whatever data we receive, that is, whatever filter data we already receive, we can just create an HTML element for it. So I'm just creating a div tag for it. So to see it in action, what I'll be doing here is I'll just search X, and what we receive is all the datas that start with the letter X. If I type in A, we get all the datas that start with the letter A, and we are doing it fully. The whole filtering process is fully done by the backend, and in the front end, what we're doing is we're just fetching data from the API endpoint, which we have already specified in the backend.